Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and that's exactly what Virat Kohli did today. This was the perfect stage. A World Cup match, a semi-final at that, with cricket royalty in attendance, including a certain Sachin Tendulkar at his now adopted hometown of Mumbai, with his family too in attendance. There couldn't have been a better stage for Virat Kohli to have done what he has. He is now the first man in the history of the sport to have reached 50 ODI centuries. He was tied with Sachin Tendulkar, and now with Sachin Tendulkar watching him at the iconic Wankhede Stadium, Virat Kohli has reached another peak. A peak where only he's reached. We now call it Mount Virat Kohli. Of course, we'll look back at the entire Indian innings, and it was the Virat Kohli show. But let's not forget, there was another man that played a very crucial knock. That from Shreyas Iyer. He got 105 at a strike rate of, mind you, 150. And that is what has propelled India, as you can see right now, below there on the screen. 397, that is the mark that India has reached. And 398 will be the magical number, the target that New Zealand would be chasing when they come out to bat. A tall ask it will be of the Kiwi batters. How is it that the Indian bowlers are going to perform? All of that coming up a little later in the program. But for the moment, we are focusing on India's performance. So who are the showstoppers, the highlights of this particular innings that India played? Let's start with Rohit Sharma. He got that 47. Once again, a blistering start from the captain. He was ably assisted by Shubman Gill, who, if it wasn't for cramp, looked all set to get to another 100. He would eventually make 80, but with a gap, came out to bat at the end with a gap because he had cramps and had to be taken off the field. And then it was the Virat Kohli Shreyas Iyer show, where they stitched together a massive partnership. 117 for Virat Kohli, 105 for Shreyas Iyer, and then another cameo by KL Rahul, who got 39 in double quick time, almost 200 run strike rate, which has now pushed India to that mark of 397. Robin Uthappa joins us now. Robin, with all the reports that were coming from Wankhede of it being a dry pitch, a slow surface, both you and I had our eyes set on around 280, 290, 300. This looks very different.
Yeah, it certainly does. I can tell you that my heart is filled with joy and pride today, just watching the way these Indian batters have gone about batting right from the top. Just Rohit Sharma from the get-go. He could approach this game very differently, and I think you got to give credit to him as a leader because he walks the talk, and the guy is doing it with panache. Just the way he's gone about his batting, just the way he's led from the front. Taking personal milestones completely out of the picture and just gone out there, backed himself. It's very easy at 48 when you're batting a 48 or 24, 25 balls to just nudge the ball around, get a 50 and then start going again. But staying true to being the leader that he is, just kept going. Got the team off to the flyer that they needed. Like we discussed, the first 10 overs were going to be critical. The start was going to be critical. And to put that pressure back on the New Zealand bowling attack, you could see that he meant business from the word go. And Shubman Gill as well took his time initially, respected the fact that Rohit was going all hammer and tongs. So even if Virat came into bat, he slowly upped the ante and again looked good for 100. I'm just waiting for him to get his first World Cup 100. And then the masterclass, as in words fall short to describe and to kind of characterize the kind of cricketer that Virat Kohli is. To be so repetitive with the process is just incredible, and I'm not surprised. And I think he will continue to just tumble records down in time to come. But Shreyas Iyer stood out. Just incredible batting, hit more sixes than fours. Rachin Ravindra was almost scared to bowl at him and was just trying to be as defensive as possible. And that little flurry at the end from KL Rahul, just stuff of dreams, stuff that you want India to kind of do when they're playing in a knockout game in an ICC tournament.
Okay, let's try and break down this game, Robin, and we're going to talk about all the individual performances, but I'm trying to look at it at a macro level now. What have you made of the track that was on news? Was it some outstanding batting? Is the pitch still that, helping spinner sort of a track? And it was just outstanding batting? Or do you think, no, it's a real good batting pitch that you get typically at the Wankhede? What have you made of the track so far?
Well, it's certainly a very good track to bat on. But when you looked at the wicket, you could sense that there's a little bit of powderiness in it. And I think when you bowl slower through the air, like Mitch Santner did, he varied his pace beautifully. And when you bowl like that, there is a little bit of purchase. So I certainly see Kuldeep coming into play as a spin in the second half, provided there's no dew. Jadeja it'll be a big adjustment for him. So I think he might take the defensive route and try to go more wicket to wicket. There certainly is something for the spinners if you bowl slower through the air and get the ball a little bit of a rip. Having said that, I think it'll still be good to bat on and score runs on. The first 10 overs is going to be crucial. If New Zealand's get off to a good start without losing any wickets in the first 10 overs, then it could be a great game to watch.
I'm going to talk about individual performances a little later, but right now sticking with the total that India has set, and sometimes, I find it really funny to be asking you that. A team gets 397 and I'm still going to ask you, is it enough?
Yeah, it's more than enough. I think, like I said, for me, anything above 275 would have been a defending total against a team like New Zealand on this track. But they have got 120 runs more than that. So this is more than enough to defend. This is a match-winning total.